Rochelle Warner.
I saw it.
My neighbor.
Number 3. Oh, wow. Well, it's so nice to meet you all. When the first person I meet is transformation body, I'm just like, yes. I love what you all both said, and it really is. There comes a time when you have to judge God as faithful, and that's what Sarah did. And I just really got that out of your testimony. It was, you're going to stand and just say, I'm not going to believe anything else, but I believe my God, and my God has a plan for me, and just doing it. Just going out and believing. One of my very first, Sharon, where do you want me to start? I've got a lot of... Yeah.
I'm like, it's so many testimonies to tell.
So amazing. Well, I think that maybe I'll just start with, that I've always been a destiny person. I grew up here in California, and I remember being tormented by my 3 older brothers and saying, really, is this what life is all about? Like, what's going on? And having this still small voice talking to me and comforting me. And I know that as we moved out of Southern California, moved up to Northern California, and had a moment with Jesus in my kitchen. I came home from church one day and asked my mother, hey, have I ever given my life to Christ? And she's like, I don't know. She's a preacher's daughter, so she never wanted me to go and do the whole religion thing or something like that. I don't know. She was just very cautious, and she said we could just do it right here. And so we did it, and I remember giving my life to Christ. I remember saying, Jesus, come into my heart, like as a little girl. And so I feel like that's unchangeable. That's a covenant. That will never change, and I feel, and I've seen that. I didn't know that, but over the years, I can see his hand on me, and the protection and the blessing that I've walked in has just been tremendous. I was in Houston. I went to the University of Texas at Austin and moved to Houston with my college sweetheart, and my family lived there, and just got restless one day and said, this is not my calling. This is not what I'm here to do. I'm not, there's something bigger here for me. And when I started searching, and the first thing I did was break up with my college sweetheart and say, I can't do this. I don't know what this is, but I'm not going to do this. And started really talking to God after that, and really we had a business consultant who had me get alone with God, and I didn't know who God was or anything like that. But I started communing with that still small voice, and I had graduated from the University of Texas at Austin with a radio, television, film degree. So I had a passion for communication. And I said, I'm going to be, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I heard the Lord say, or God, that still small voice, because I wasn't born again or anything like that. And I heard him say, go to Hollywood and be an actor. And I said, oh, yeah, I can produce. I'll produce. Because I'm a doer like that. But stage fright, and I've always been like a talker, comedian kind of person, but you put me on stage and no, everything just shuts down. And so anyway, I moved to California. That's a whole story, because the way I got out here was a guy on the phone talking to me. Yes, talking, no texting or anything like that, talking on the phone, and him calling me to my destiny from Los Angeles, from Hollywood, from Bel Air. He is a star's son. And so I did the Cato Kalin. I moved into their pool house. And this was after that, that whole scenario happened. But I moved out here, moved into like old Hollywood, and it was a trip. Going to old Hollywood, I got to meet Bob Hope before he died. All these people are now passed. But it was an incredible opportunity. And I had no idea that one day I would be doing stand-up. So to be in the same household with Red Buttons, who is a man who didn't think that you had to say the F word to make people laugh. He was a very clean man, very God-oriented, Jewish, and just really had, a lot of character to him. So that was short-lived. I needed to get out and do my own thing once again. And years later, after being fired from almost every job in this town, because remember, I was here to be a producer, and God called me to be an actor. But see, I was on the phone with big A-list actors, and I was like really interested in what they had to say, the producers, whatever. I was interested in the actors, or something was, it was my spirit drawing me closer. So one day I got laid off from my final job. It was a big job at a big agency. And I was like, okay, that's it. What am I supposed to be doing? Okay, because something's going on. And, or something has to give. I've been out here too long for me. I'm kicking against the pricks, and I need to, stop. And I felt like the Lord said, are you ready? And I was like, yes, I'm ready. And he said, I told you to act. And I broke down crying. Like, no, that's the only thing I don't want to do. And there was a plane crash in Hollywood this day. And what had happened, a commuter plane was flying along and just took a nosedive into somebody's apartment complex and killed everyone in the apartment complex. And I was like, see, if I were at home, that could have happened. Well, at least I'm alive. And now you've just told me that you want me to act. I've been taking my first acting class, which was a really avant-garde, weird, acting class in Hollywood. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot even, that's maybe why I broke down. But so to take a forward action, I started doing extra work. And I went onto a movie set, and that changed my life. I got a job on Ocean's 13 for a 6-week gig or whatever. It wasn't the show that changed my life. It was the people. God had my ram in the thicket. He knew I was totally being set up by this Christian couple who didn't come out and say, oh, we're Christians or whatever. They just listened to me. And I was really mixed up spiritually. I thought that black was white and white was black. The truth was, I believe in everything, which meant I believed in nothing. And they just said, you know what? Do you have this much faith that Jesus is who he says he was? And I was like, this much? And the guy's like, yes. And I said, yeah, okay, sure, I got that. He said, mustard seed. That's all he needs. Go back to church. And I'm like, organized religion? Like, really? It's so this, it's so that. And I just did. I just went. They said, go to Bel Air Press. You'll fit in there. You'll feel good. It'll be fun. I go in there, and one morning, and I look down at the little picture on the brochure, and I hear this man start to preach, and whoa, the preacher that I saw on that little pamphlet was the same preacher from Denver, Colorado, where that was the last time I had ever been to organized religion. Wow. And he was this talented preacher that made you laugh and cry and feel all in a half hour. Like it was like, bam, he was like really talented. And so that was just a divine setup that changed everything for me. And I've never looked back. I've been putting action into, step. Acting is not easy, but it is something that the Lord really has been using along with the Word of God to change me from the inside out and really unravel some false truths. And, when my parents have said, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Because I have so changed who I am. And now, it's funny though, because I left this life behind me with, what I thought my college sweetheart and I were going to have, like this divorce. I don't know. I just saw myself as divorced and on medication. If I was going to do that, I just was like, oh, this is not going to look good. Really though, they'll tell you, maybe someday they'll be like, yeah, Rochelle. Now I play those ladies. I am constantly getting a divorce as an actress. I am constantly being cheated on or something like that. So I've recently really picked up comedy, and I love comedy because I love to make people laugh, and I want to make the shows that I grew up on, in terms of like showing people how to laugh at life, how to unravel their lives so that they can have what it is that they want. I believe that the joy of the Lord is your strength, and I know that to be true. I have laugh sessions with my mom all the time where I just feel like that is the most important experience. And I'm putting together something to produce. I have many projects that I am producing, so he's bringing that back around. But I think it's the acting that's really been the most. That I am a voice piece. I am a person who has been redeemed. I was plucked out of Hollywood, and that is something that. No one can take that away from me, is that I really was hopeless in terms of being in Hollywood and not knowing how to start. I did not have that unction of like, just start here, because I was resisting being vulnerable, being out there as an actress with whatever statistics that you want to try and throw at me. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm blessed to be at this banquet table. I'm blessed to be here with all of you, all you ladies, because this is something that I've done, or that I've just followed in simple obedience. So thanks.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard.